Welcome to Poker Pathshala. Learn for free, play for free, and become a poker pro. Today we're going to learn the poker terms that you must know before you kick off your poker journey. Once you know these terms, you will learn more advanced poker terms in future chapters so that you talk exactly like a pro. If you still don't know the basics of poker, make sure you check out the first episode. We already discussed some basic poker terms in that episode, so let's start with a quick recap. Hole cards. In the beginning of each hand, each player is given two personal cards. A player makes decisions on the basis of these two cards. Till the hand is finished, these hole cards are not shown to anyone else. Fold. Fold is another word for pack. To fold means to give back your cards because they aren't good and you don't want to stay in the hand anymore. Community cards or board. These cards are common for all the players. Players can use these cards in combination with their hole cards. Hand. The 5 cards on the board, along with your hole cards, are used to make the best 5-card combination, which is known as your hand. To learn all about hand rankings in poker, make sure you watch Poker Pathshala's previous chapter. Before we move on, we want to clear something up that can be a little confusing. One of the most commonly used terms in poker is hand, and it actually has many meanings. We just covered one of them, your final best 5-card combination. Sometimes people even refer to their 2 hole cards as their hand because in a way it is the hand that they are starting with. But also, each new deal from start to finish with many betting rounds is called a new hand. Flop. The first 3 community cards that are opened are called the flop. Turn. After the flop, there is a round of betting, after which the 4th community card is opened, called the turn. River. Similarly, the turn is followed by another round of betting, after which the final community card is opened. This is called the river. Pot. The pot is the total amount that has been bet in one hand. That is, after the players' bets, the total money on the line is called the pot. Showdown. Showdown simply means the hand is over and it's time to show your cards. Here, player 1 and player 4 have played till the end. Player 4 has trips, 3 queens, and player 1 has a straight. So player 1 wins the showdown and all the money in the pot. Buy-in. Buy-in is simply the amount that you want to sit down and play with. When you join a new table, you have to buy in. Stack. This is the amount of money or chips you have in front of you at any point. This is the maximum amount you can lose in one hand. Imagine that you buy in with 500. It's possible that after 20 minutes you win a few hands, so now your stack becomes 1500. Also, your stack changes while a hand is going on, like when you make a bet. You can bet your entire stack at any point, which is why Texas Hold'em is also called No Limit Hold'em. Dealer button. Dealer is the name given to the player from whose left side the cards are dealt from. This means the dealer is the last player to be dealt a card. After every hand, the dealer button shifts and the player on the last dealer's left gets the button. Blinds. The player on the left of the dealer is always called the small blind. Small blind has to make a compulsory bet before seeing their cards, which is half of the big blind. The player on the left of the small blind is called the big blind. This player has to make a compulsory bet of 1 full blind. Imagine that the stakes are 5 and 10. This means small blind puts 5 and big blind puts 10. Action. In simple terms, action means turn. Whoever needs to make the next decision, it is their turn to act. When the action is on a player, they always have 3 options: fold, call, or raise. Fold we have discussed already. Call means to match. Whatever the last bet is, every player has to match that to stay in the hand. And raise means to increase the bet. We're going to discuss these concepts in detail in the next episode, so make sure you watch that. All in. All in means to put all your money on the line and put it in the pot. Once you are all in, your stack is now 0 and you don't do any other action in this hand. Bluff. Bluff means fooling your opponents with a weak hand. The goal of a bluff is to scare your opponent by making them think you have a strong hand so that they fold. You might have seen the concept of bluffing in other card games, but bluffing in poker is very important. Pockets. When your whole cards are a pair, they are called pockets or a pocket pair. Since an ace is the highest card in poker, having two aces as your whole cards is the best possible starting hand, which is called pocket aces. Speaking of pocket aces, we will be telling you about the best starting hands in upcoming chapters, so don't forget to watch that video. Suited connectors. When your whole cards are of consecutive value and of the same suit. These can be tempting to play since they have so many possible combinations of making strong hands. And this wraps up our chapter on poker terms. We will talk about even more advanced poker terms in the coming chapters. Before that, don't forget to watch the next video where we cover pre-flop action. Once you understand that, you will be ready to play. Download Ballebazi's app. After login, go to the BB Arcade section where you will find free rolls 24/7. Free roll means entry is absolutely free and the prize is real cash. Through Poker Pathshala's short videos and Ballebazi's free rolls, you too will become a poker pro.